To the Cairns pop-up arena here for tonight's in New Year's Eve NBL Hungry Jacks pre-season game, the first official game of the season for both of these sides. It's the CQ University Cairns Taipans taking on the Melbourne United. Joining me in coverage tonight online is Alex Loughton, NBL star. Good morning to you, good evening to you, Alex.
G'day Bluey, how are you going, mate?
I'm pretty good, mate. Tonight we see the teams for the first time, both lineups. The Taipans did very well last year. They've got a few changes. What's the biggest change for you in this Taipans team?
Well, for the Taipans, they managed to retain their superstar talent, and that's a huge thing when you talk about continuity and team chemistry. Obviously, the imports go from 3 imports down to 2 for each team. So unfortunately, DJ Newell unable to be a part of the squad. Probably the only big name from last year's squad not here, and he was their leading point scorer. So it'd be interesting to see who sort of fills that gap. But certainly for the Taipans, retaining such a high percentage of players, that chemistry's got to continue on for this season. So lost to Perth Wildcats in the semis last year, and looking for big things early on in the season, especially a huge opportunity to be able to bank some W's early on in the piece.
And with COVID, of course, last year, it was a whole different scenario with the hubs and all that happening, especially finals was a bit different as well. So they played well throughout the year. The Taipans, they gelled as a unit. Mike Kelly be very confident with another showing this year.
Oh, absolutely. I think that chemistry, like I said, that's going to go a long way in ensuring some success for this year. Obviously, DJ Newell was a captain alongside Nathan Jowai. Losing DJ Newell, you lose a bit of leadership, but everyone else is going to be able to step up for the Taipans this year. And for Mike Kelly, just another year under the belt, just gets a little bit more confident, a little bit more sure of himself as a coach, and able to hopefully get some runs on the board early.
And they've got a big man. You've got Cam Oliver, Nathan Jowai. You've got a few others, Courtney. You've got some big men in there as well. You got a bit of tall timber in that side, which is also beneficial for the Taipans.
Oh, absolutely. Every time you retain, one of the leading rebounders in the league, Cam Oliver, to go alongside, Nate Jowai is going to be, averaging about 14 minutes a game. Majok Deng ably assisting, the bigs in providing a bit of a different look. It's a good sort of backcourt, but front court, sorry, and just the Scotty Machado was the big one for the Taipans. 7.5 assists a game. Really took the team to another level last season.
In the finals last year, Fabian Krislovic really showed some form too, by golly. Do you think he'll get more playing time this year?
Look, each player's going to have a chance to earn their minutes as well. Look down to Melbourne United. They've possibly got one of the biggest signings of the off-season in terms of an Australian talent in Jock Landale. And the first time we saw him was for the Boomers. In those build up to the FIBA World Cup. Huge games against USA. Obviously, that first win, that crucial W against Team USA, and Jock Landale was a huge part of that campaign. Really solidified himself in his name in Boomers sort of region. So he's been a part of that whole unit, and to get him signed with Melbourne United, it's such a big coup for this club, alongside the likes of Golding, his teammate in the Boomers. This is the only team that will boast a couple of teammates from the Boomers in their side. Not to mention the Tall Blacks players, obviously Shea Ely backing up in that point guard position as well. But Scotty Hobson from New Zealand last year joining the Melbourne United gives them a lot more of a mature point guard position. Vacated by Trimble, and obviously the other import down there, Sean Long, really gave them, they were incredibly talented individuals, but for me, Scotty Hobson really took New Zealand on a late charge right up to the playoffs. They tied with, it was a 3-way tie, and Scotty Hobson led the charge for New Zealand. Coach Dean Vickerman really liked the way Hobson handled his business, got him on board with Melbourne United, so they're certainly looking like a stacked team, and Andrew Bogut predicting them to be early champions of the NBL 2020-2021. But time will tell how Hobson settles in, how Jock Landale really performs. All these guys really excited to see in this first pre-season clash.
Well, a pre-season game, Alex, how much importance is put on a win. You know, it'd be good for the crowd, the home crowd here, to take home a win and to give them a bit of confidence. But really, to the players, they're just feeling each other's positions and working out where they're going to be slotting in this year.
Yeah, look, they'll be feeling out. There'll be a lot of minutes up for grabs as we see Sam McDaniel out for tonight by the looks with the left hand bandaged up. We've got Scotty Hobson actually out as well. He's in plain clothes on the bench there. So certainly minutes up for grabs. Minutes up for grabs tonight for both teams. A trio of New Zealanders that won the New Zealand NBL suiting up for the Taipans tonight. Jordan Hunt, Jordan Naitai, Jared Kenny. Won the New Zealand National Basketball League for the Otago Nuggets. Be exciting to see if that trio can reproduce some chemistry in tonight's game. I'm sure Mike Kelly very keenly aware to give DP Jordan Hunt a bit of exposure that way.
What about the pop-up arena here? This hasn't been a bad effort to get a stadium up and running like this with the issues with the convention centre being held up.
Yeah, absolutely. Cairns Convention Centre under renovations. Huge work by President Troy Stone, CEO Mark Beecroft. Member for Mulgrave, Curtis Pitt, really getting the state government on board to transform an old Bunnings building, aka the Snag Pit, into the Cairns pop-up arena.
My word, we're about to get underway here, and it's Oliver and Landale. Landale winning the tip-off there. And so at this stage it comes out to Golding as the ball now comes out here, taken by Illy, Shea Illy. Goulding got it again, has a ping. Misses in the rebound, taken there by Noi.
Machado penetrating there, finding Jock Deng, wasting no time. Oh, a bit of miscommunication with Quad Noi. It will be a Melbourne United ball. Just getting that new season jitters out of the way before we settle into some communication.
Yeah, and players not knowing each other. I suppose they've been training together for a while, but
they know each other.
They do.
Those two players should know each other a lot better than that last one. But
so Illy now, McCarron, Golding. Oh, gets a flip off.
Machado steadying.
McCarron, and it's a Melbourne ball. So McCarron got a little bit of a flick there, so just intercepted and just couldn't lay it up at the other end.
Actually, great hustle, great defense by Shea Illy to be able to stop Machado on that drive. Really worried him out of the easy finish. And Melbourne United come up with the ball.
So that was White to Illy. Now Lansdale.
Come the Boomers teammates, trying to find each other.
Yeah.
Watch out for that connection all throughout the NBL season. Landale, Golding to Landale for the finish.
The Boomers. So here's Jerick now.
Jerick, heart and soul of the Taipans last year with a lot of passion, a lot of aggression, and it's really great to see.
Mercado clever. Oh. Now it's McCarron who brings it down over here. White misses. No score yet. This is real pre-season stuff, isn't it?
Jock Deng finding an early seal.
Yes. Nice
little feed. Nice little turnaround. Put the Taipans on the board. Shea Illy wasting no time exploring. Gets a bit of keyway penetration. Jock Landale with the screens, a switch now. They've got to find him inside. Shea Illy finds him. A bit of a slip. It's a bit of Benny Hill music to accompany the pre-season hit out here, Bluey.
It is. And there's a bit of a few errors being made there, but now it'll be a United ball.
Referees for tonight, Vaughan Maybury, Alex McEwen, Jackie Dover, taking the reins. They've had a bit of a rest through COVID as well.
Yeah, my word. Good for them to brush the cobwebs out too. 3-point shot from Golding. Another one. Doesn't land.
A massive potential putback by Jock Landale, rising above Cam Oliver. He's got a bit of a height advantage, 211 centimetres, Jock Landale, over the 203 centimetre Cam Oliver. I mean, this is where this will be interesting to watch, because it's Jock as a centre. Is he going to have the height advantage that really puts him above and beyond, Cam Oliver in terms of the season? Cam Oliver able to make up a lot of that lower height by his athletic ability. But is that nullified by the talent and the height of Jock Landale?
Well, he's a big boy, isn't he? And no wonder he's just put the first one in, and he's dropped the both of them. So that levels up the score.
United in a bit of full court man-to-man pressure.
So Machado, Scotty Machado. Oh, he gives it straight off. White bringing the ball down now. So he fended off with the elbow, White, but then he handed it straight to him. Illy, and the miss. Oliver with the big rebound.
Shea Illy, nice little attack move there, little right hand in and out, hesitated and a crossover. His shot was short though. Cam Oliver doesn't mind his chances from deep at 36%, three-point shooter last year. Certainly capable.
Goes all the way and drops it in. McCarran
using the body well against Kawatnoi, able to just muscle his way and create a bit of separation with that right-hand finish.
Noi back out there now. Scotty Machado, he's everywhere, just couldn't get through the pack there. Illy is impressing this first bit. Missed by Golding. White, Landale, and picks up another foul.
So that's great work by Jack White. He got the offensive board, dished it out. They found Landale inside, but that's what Jack White does for Duke University, averaging a solid 20 minutes a game in a leadership role, but only scoring minimal points, 3 or 4 points a game. He's in there for the extra effort plays, and just shows up right there. Dean Vickerman very excited about his signing from Duke University, and Jack White very, very athletic as well, so able to produce, just fill all the gaps for Melbourne United this season, and a real level head as well. I think that's the biggest change for Melbourne United is Dean Vickerman's assembled a crew of very, very level-headed, mature players, and I think that would come out of last season's team meetings, getting a bit more stability throughout the unit, throughout the group, and that should serve them well late into the postseason.
Yeah, I'm interested. I like the way Illy's looking already. He started very quick. He's both in offense and defense. He's been doing it at both ends of the court so far.
Illy's a seasoned vet, tall black, played at New Zealand Breakers as well as before moving to Melbourne United in 2019. So
nice tip off here, and in goes Noi for two.
Deng staying in the play. He got the nice tip to Kawatnoi for the easy finish.
Nice little tap out. Here's McCarran. Illy. Oh, nice three to Shea Illy. She mentioned the All Black. He's doing it at both ends of the court. Machado now goes
Tall Blacks, sorry, Tall Blacks.
Tall Blacks. And he pick up a foul.
That was a training drill just before. Mitch McCarran driving baseline, finding Illy on the 45. Casually shooting that three ball, makes it drop.
Sam Short checks in for United.
Taipans setting up a bit of a diamond action option for Jerick off the curl, not happening. Machado back to the top of the key. Kawatnoi pulling up on the 45, gets fouled on the triple, will go to the line for three. Was excited not too long ago, Kawatnoi. Looking forward to the NBA draft that was delayed. Unfortunately, he went undrafted, but his loss is probably the Taipans' gain. Solidifies another year, his second year of his contract, and certainly looking forward for more opportunity. Had a bit of a high ankle sprain last year that put him out for quite a few games there, and I'm not sure whether he rushed back in, but you're always a bit tentative coming back in off injury. So he'll be looking, knock on wood, looking for a nice clean season, staying injury free and really able to build on last year's efforts.
So he brings up his 4th point for the night so far. Or 3rd.
Both teams not shooting a great clip from 2-point land.
Here's White. You mentioned White before. He goes and he picks up a foul. Jock ding.
People don't understand how big it was to be able to play at Duke University. There's over 5,000 colleges and universities in America. 330 of them are Division I. So there's 33 conferences of 10 teams, all right? So Duke University is in pretty much the top conference, the ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference, and Duke University is actually pretty much one of the top couple of teams, top performing teams in that conference. So the top league, the top team in the top league over there, and Jack White's holding down a spot for 4 years.
Gosh.
Brought so much to the table from a leadership point of view. One of the best coaches in the league, Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski. Really liking what Jack White brought to the table.
And he's lean looking, isn't he? He's not a big, muscly bloke. He's a bit leaner.
Just an athletic body from Traralgon.
Yep, here's a go. A steal by Jarek there. As you said, did all the bullocking work last year, and once again he's scrapping again for the Taipans. Mercado has it at the top. Comes it down at the top of the key. Takes it in. And it's a good finish for Courtney. 6 points, good start to the season for him.
Courtney, nice gather, little eyebrow fake on the rim, put it on the left, finish with the right hand little floater. Easy deuce, Taipans down by 1.
So Sam Short's in now. He gives it to White, but
Jock
stolen.
The Jock Dang, face up, nice little spin move.
Yeah, lovely.
Left hand finish, beautiful play. Dang. Able to make it happen. Nice little face up from the big fella.
Yeah, that was impressive. Here's a big 3, but misses. And Taipans with the rebound. Oliver! There he is!
And that's the connection we saw last year. Just a beautiful left-hand scoop pass to Oliver, run in the middle lane, and then he knew what to do with it with a right-hand finish. Machado, two hands up to the ceiling and raised the roof. That felt good. He knew that was from last year's chemistry.
And that swagger, he's got it back already.
It's like riding a bike, getting the teammates back together again. Taipans able to connect, push the lead out to 3. Coach Vickerman calling a bit of a breather.
Yeah, Dean Vickerman, he wouldn't have been happy last year because Melbourne really didn't perform to what they had on paper as well as they did the couple of years prior. But they've lost a few too. Casey Prather, one of their stars, has gone.
Yeah, a bit of an injury over Casey Prather last year. They had a bit of a revolving door of injury replacements. Obviously, Mello Trimble, Sean Long were the main imports, the big signees for Melbourne last year. But replaced, like we mentioned before, Scotty Hobson is really going to be a star in this season, just as much as he was last year. Had a bit of an injury cloud early in round 5 last year. Scotty Hobson hurt his knee. I think it was against the Taipans, actually. Put him out, and the New Zealand Breakers go down. They have a 2-win, 8-loss hole, and had a myriad of replacements. Glenn Rice Jr., a couple of law enforcement run-ins, and before you know it, Hobson's back after a few rounds, and then New Zealand come storming home for a 15-win season and nearly just put them in through to the playoffs. So Hobson for Melbourne United this year is, it's a huge coup. I love watching how he had the presence of mind in the fourth quarter to get things done.
Okay, Llewellyn Quill is on now, and he's got the ball, and he pops it straight in. His first touch is 2 points for Melbourne United. Tell us about Joe Llewellyn Quill.
Well, he's got some significant height, obviously Sudanese background from WA, and just been hanging around training with the United for a while. Mojave King.
Mojave, here's the young
His
gun.
first touches of the game, and he's a nice right hand little scoop finishes the play. But Llewellyn Quill, nice little shot there just before, and Yude Barber. This is an interesting story for Melbourne as well. We've got a local player, but he's Japanese descent, a special restricted player. Just knifed through that keyway. Just impressive speed and attack just then.
Yeah, my word.
He'll help himself to 2.
He's not fighting to drive right through the middle of the key too and put it up. So he's got the shots, Yude Barber. Maroon boots too. You have a pair of maroon boots, Alex?
I don't in my cupboards, but supporting Queensland maybe with the maroon.
Maybe. Also, you better get a pair, because the word is that you're going to put the boots on for the suiting up for the Marlins again this year.
Oh,
the NBL
no,
gone. One didn't happen last year. And
maybe commentating the Marlins.
They say, so we get a first look. There's Mojave King.
There's a huge upside to Mojave King, and more on that as we progress through here. But head coach Adam Cairns down at the Basketball Australia Centre of Excellence, in conjunction with the NBA Global Academy, Mojave King. He said he's a NBA body. His defense is still on the up and improving, but Mojave King has a huge upside to his game. A strong body as well, and in transition, just deadly.
And Noy getting a big rebound there.
Jared Kenny on his Tall Blacks team,
yes.
mate, able to just pull up a little bit slower, and they'll get that right hand scoop.
It's got a little rat tail there, I noticed, Jared Kenny.
Oh, the big story last year, and perhaps the biggest disappointment for the Taipans, is Jared Kenny's hair has been cut. He had a huge mullet for last year, and this year it's the token braid, perhaps just a shadow of last year's glory. Kuatnoi in the corner, able to sneak a triple. The tempo's lifted here. This Taipans unit's really distributing the ball well. Ball going through a lot of hands.
Illy pings a 3.
Gives Cam Oliver a little tap on the backside, saying you enjoy that one.
Yeah. Kenny again. Mojave King. Fab Kubulic. He's back to King. King drives through, picks up a foul and scores the bucket. So this is the one you're so excited about?
Yeah, nice little play, moving off the screen there, and well guarded by Sam Short. I thought he kind of really stuck in his pocket, but Mojave King just had that length to be able to finish a little bit further out and make the play happen and earn himself a trip to the stripe for the extra bonus.
Great flexibility and athleticism there as well, shown by King. He's young and he's fit and he's strong, talented. And converts it into 3 points.
Adam Cairns, head coach down at the Centre of Excellence, said he's a great teammate as well. He's a great guy and very coachable. That's one of the big things with these young players. Are they coachable? Can they absorb everything that these coaches are trying to put in place? Nice left-hand finish by Golding. He's done that many times before. As Blagojevic probing, pulling it out to Kenny. Little weave action again for the Taipans, as we saw many a time last season. Nate Jawai ducking in there. Out to Mojave King. Can shoot the 3. This one doesn't fall.
Grabbed there by David Barlow, who's on. Barlow. Oh, there's a massive big shot by
Golding. Trying to get a 2 for 1.
It's come out, might come unstuck. Mojave King drives well.
One dribble on the rim, raises up off the right, finishes with the right. That's off the non-preferred. He's got a few tricks here, Mojave King. I like what I'm seeing so far.
So, interesting start to the pre-season game, and the crowd were getting involved early, so that was good to see. As Goulding gets blocked.
Blagojevic just met him at the rim.
Yeah, he said, no,
Mojave
take
King.
that with you, Blagojevic. So 24-18 here.
That's a big play by George. You know, the taller players, Aussie threes, they're hard to come by, and when you do land an Aussie that can fill a 3 or a 5 position, they're really handy. And for the defensive end, George Blagojevic, brilliant job there to be able to get that block. You know, cement the Taipans with that 6-point buffer at the quarter-time break.
Don't think we'll have many passengers in the Taipans this year. It looks as though they've got players out there. I mean, Deng started, he looked well. Krislovic has already just come on. Mojave King, as you mentioned, Mikado, Oliver, Jerick, they're all on the go. Kenny's been involved, Blagojevic's been involved. So the only ones we haven't caught Noi. So we've not got too many passengers so far, and it could be a good year if that's the position. Everyone fighting for a spot.
We look at it through pre-season goggles on. Everyone gets a chance. I've seen crazy things happen in the pre-season that no way indication of how the actual season will pan out. Players going for 40, you know, in the pre-season will settle into their roles during the actual season, but you know, it is a chance for the players just to get out there and stretch the legs and really show the coach what they got, and hopefully cement their minutes, cement their roles into place, and will earn themselves even better time on the floor than perhaps the previous year.
Well, you got Noi on 9 points, and Mojave King. This is the guy that you're very excited and keen about progressing into bigger and better things. He's already got 7, and Deng had 4, Matchok Deng. So that was a good little half for them, a little quarter rather. And Landale, he looked to be in it for a while, but gee, I like the athleticism and the height of Luila Quill. He looked to be he's got long arms. He'll be quite hard to defend.
His wingspan would be massive, and had a nice little soft touch on that little right-hand floater. Jock Landale, you know, probing from 3, had a few little inside looks, but you know, he'll settle in before too long. He'll come to life here in the second quarter for sure.
And you mentioned Shea Illy as well. He started that first quarter very well indeed. He was a little live wire, both ends of the court, doing it at both ends.
He was active, wasn't he? And he had a sense of occasion. Like he rallied the United squad. Come on, boys, let's get this thing rolling. Not as good a ball distribution from United as the Taipans were able to do, especially that second group that came in. That ball really flung around the floor. United just got stuck down a little bit, but it was more on the individual attack by United that they're able to keep within this scoreline. Taipans doing their weave action. A wayward pass from King. Thought he had Blagojevic on the 3-point line.
Just went over his head.
Blagojevic actually diving through the keyway, hoping to get a drop off, but
it wasn't to be. So David Barlow, who's also going to be a major key player for the Melbourne United team this year.
Just brings a steady head.
Yeah.
Metro State alum, the same as Mitch McCarron. So
there he is.
Golding to Barlow. Seen that many times before, and that's what Barlow brings to the table. He can just find his spot up for 3, and Golding can be on the attack and find those open players.
The Taipans into Jawai, and Jawai dunks it.
Jawai dislodges the lighter Landale, and a nice little spin move and the right-hand finish for the big fella.
He looks to be in good nick too, Nate.
Yeah. Oh, and from all accounts as well, really, you know, as he approaches an older age in this league, looking after his body well.
Barlow again. Thanks, another 2. His last 2 shots have been both scoring. Jared Kenny. He's a little fighter. He's a little bulldog, Kenny. Here's a go. Jawai again.
Melbourne United double teaming that post touch straight away.
Oh.
Mojave King nods the head. Yep, that's all me. I can do this as well.
10 points for Mojave King. So he's the first double point scorer in the game.
He's been aggressive. He's very aggressive and very able scorer.
Oh.
Jock Landale able to make this one go. The first one unable to connect, but this opens up his account from 3-point range. At 211 centimetres, if you can shoot that three as well as do all the other things that he does, Jock Landale able to finish at a very high clip. It just makes him a very exciting player, an all-round player, and really causing havoc for other teams. If you can stretch the floor as well as roll hard, it's very hard to defend.
Well, there's a little backhanded flip back to Landale, and now Yadai Bubba missed.
Blagojevich is steady for the Taipans. Probes on the wing. Kenny to steady now. Krislovic to set the on ball in the middle. He's going to have to get busy with 3 seconds left in the shot clock. It's a 4-on-1. They got it to Golding for 3 points.
Oh, misses. Goes again. Drops it in this time.
Great hustle by Uday Barber to chase that down and give them another look. I like that 4-on-1, and they go for the best option, which is Golding from 3-point line, which is probably actually is the best option. 40% from 3 points. It's going to give you a decent addition to the account every time you let it fly from range when it's in his hands. But great play by Uday to chase that one down, and Golding knows what to do with it when he's attacking to the rim as well.
A little bit rusty. Look, we've seen Cam Oliver for the Taipans on the court, getting a bit of court time at the moment. He looks really fit and just nice and active. Think a big year coming for Cam. And
yeah, absolutely. He played in the Israeli league in the off season. In amongst COVID action, COVID crowds over there, and just kept himself busy in the off season. Comes back, he was already a specimen beforehand. Very impressive physical stature, and certainly looking to do big things this season now that he's settled in. I thought he took quite a few rounds to kind of get settled into the Taipans last year. For use of a better word, him to really buy into the team. It happened, happened during the season. It wasn't something from the get-go. You just automatically, you're in with that squad. I think it takes you a few games, a few wins, to get really acclimated to the team and the environment. And he really loves Cairns now as his home, and really is fully bought into this unit. As he was for the majority of the season last year. And such a young player too, only 24, 25.
He's only 24. Gee, 24.
Yeah, a young dude. Played at Nevada. All NBL second team last year. Jordan Naitai seeing his first action for the game. Krislovic on the smaller Uday Barber, hits the side of the backboard, pressured into a shot by Barber. Barber's been active. I don't mind how he's been playing, very, very energetic. It's been good to see for Melbourne United. That'll certainly earn him solid minutes in the regular rotations if he can bring that kind of effort.
There's Golding. Bit of scraps there. Krislovic in there on the hands and knees, and he got it out.
2-on-3. George likes his chances.
Oh, he's missed it. Golding with the rebound.
Barlow with the trans 3. Can't do that during the season normally. That'll get you dragged if you're not a seasoned vet like Barlow. Blagojevich likes his chances from 3.
Not having any luck at this stage, but it's early in the game. And
some quick shots going on those.
They are.
A lot of quick shots. You want to see some good ball movement leading into some better quality possessions, I think. Both coaches would agree. Illy with the Nash fake out to Barlow.
Yeah. Krislovic doing the bullet work underneath.
Krislovic, utility player, really scoops up those loose boards, brings all that extra hustle plays. Always want those players on your side, and he's very capable 3-point.
Krislovic picks up the foul.
Machado to Blagojevic to Krislovic.
That's it.
Hard foul by United, sending Krislovic to the line for 2.
So you mentioned coming into a team that's already got a fair few players that have played before, and to get into to gel with them, difficult or it depends on the player, group I suppose, if they're prepared to accept that player in.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the situation. I mean, for the Taipans, you know, a lot of these players, they've retained their top order, and they've just replaced a few of the players down the list. So anytime you bring in, I mean, you've got Jordan, you've got Naitai and Hunt coming in as teammates with Jared Kenny in that New Zealand National Basketball League over there, winning the championship over there. You're bringing in 3 guys that have played together in the off-season, so that's an easier say for those guys to fit in, having some familiarity already. Mojave King having to earn his stripes as a newbie, fresh-faced newbie for the club, and anytime you put on 10 points within the first quarter, I think you've earned the respect of the players and the coaching staff. Sam Short, nice drive through that left-hand finish, unable to connect, but draws the foul. Will help himself to 2.
Foul was on Mirko Jeric. So Sam Short, what's he going to bring? You bring a little live wire in there for Melbourne?
Very live wire, very active on the defensive end, as we saw earlier on in the start of this game, and a couple of nice attacks through the lane there to finish on the rim. Unable to make that one go, but he's got some attack, got some grunt in him to really try and push that ball through.
Big rebound.
Got to reward yourself at the free throw line though.
No. So Deng picked up the rebound, and Meccano has it. Now over to Jeric.
Jeric able to bowl that spin pass around to Deng, who picked it up. He lost it, but they were still able to draw the foul. Perhaps got off lightly there because it was probably a fumble on the catch more than anything.
So Jock Deng at the free throw line. CQ University Taipans lead 30-28.
Little shoulder shimmy on his free throw routine. Off
both didn't work.
80% plus free throw shooter, so maybe tighten up the shoulders a bit more, or increase the movement on that little shimmy before he lets fly.
He's trying to do it all the way, but couldn't go through. Deng picked up the rebound, and he straight away off the Machado, a long bomb for 3.
Machado, very capable NBA 3-point shooter.
So here's Laquille.
Taipans have got to tidy up some of the offensive rebounding. Melbourne United doing a great job getting after those loose balls, getting after those second chance points. And Laquille helps himself to 2 more.
Just looks so easy, doesn't it?
12 feet.
I like
nice
him. He's just so...
He's got nice touch.
Yeah, he has. Oh, talk about touch. Cam Oliver gave him a bit of a touch with the shirt front with the shoulder.
He dropped the shoulder, didn't he? And I thought Laquille had the position there.
But he's been given the foul.
Given the blocking foul by Jackie Dover. Referee Jackie Dover calling the blocking foul. Didn't quite have his feet set.
So he will see how he reacts to that.
Ball. Baseline ball.
Fire him right up.
First foul for Laquille.
Great job in our floor wipers there. Ball wipers tonight doing a great job.
So if you're listening online, you want to send us a text message 0438 773 162 if you want to send us a text.
Hey, don't give out my number like that, Bluey.
It's Alex Loudon, who's the man in the chair with me, and big 3 for Meccano. He's had a couple of goes at those and missed them. Laquille Picks it up and gives it to White.
Machado still getting his eye in from that three-point line.
Shea Illy has it. Oh, and here's a steal. Beautiful steal. Quatnoi, thank you very much for the Rabbits.
Quatnoi dropping the hammer. Hot pursuit by Shea Illy. He's able to steady. Had two Melbourne United players closing in fast. Nice finish by the three-man. Had to absorb the contact on that. Jack White down the other end. And it's going to be waved away. Peatling got a finger to it. It might have even dropped if he didn't disrupt the ball, but Jack White, nice move with a left-hand finish.
Pushing foul.
Could have rolled around and in for two and then gone for the and one, but I think it might be waved away with that touch from Peatling trying to follow it up. Referee's deeming the interference.
So, yeah, Mason Peatling, what's his bringing to the table for the Melbourne United team, Alex?
Well, DP this year, development player from Eastern Washington University. Him and Jack kind of finished up at the same time, so both able to come back to Melbourne. Obviously, they train with these clubs in the off-season of their collegiate careers, so familiar with the team and the coaching staff. Jack of probably a higher pedigree, earning the official spot. Peatling development player, so very, very capable player.
Oh, nice rebound by Oliver. He does a twist.
That's a monster. That's a monster athleticism. I don't know if he caught a ride from Melbourne United player, but he certainly rose up. Oh my goodness.
It was good to see that.
That was a grown man's rebound right there. This is NBA athleticism in this league now. They got to bring it.
There he is again, but tipping it away. But Vaughan Mabry's found a foul.
Luella Quilt, he took the hit on the first go and then went into his running hook. He's got some nice footwork and a nice sort of touch. We've seen a bit of everything, a bit of a mid-range jump shot on a turn and face game. We've seen the right-hand running hook just there. Referee's calling a foul and baseline ball, of course, but liking what we're seeing from the, he's a big lad, big wingspan.
Yeah. He looks so smooth. He's just easy. He just sort of floats onto the court.
McCarron to inbound for United here. Only 1 point the margin.
Oh, great block by Oliver.
Oliver met him above the rim, sent it, gave him a stare down. That's what the fans wanted from him all throughout this season coming up. Oliver reconnecting with his facial expressions
and he can do it at both ends of the court, Oliver. That's the beauty of him. He's a good defender as well, which you need. Defence probably wins games, doesn't it? Better good defence.
Absolutely, and that's why missing DJ Newble as well. We see McCarron, nice little right-hand floater. Can't get it to go.
Noi.
Machado to Noi. Able to recoup and steady for the Taipans. Machado dancing, trying to find the rolling Oliver.
Well read by White, and he flicked it off. Goulding for two.
Nice play from Golding. Took the hit, took the contact from King, who did a good job actually not to drop the hammer and draw and cause a foul. Golding, nice finish to the right hand away from the defender. Seasoned vet Golding. Able to finish in a variety of ways.
Mojave King, gee, floats around too, doesn't he? And he gets the foul.
Explosive move, got the spin move. I thought he was going to finish with the left. He held in the air a bit longer and finished with the right, off the glass. Tough finish.
He's done that earlier today too, so.
Mojave King, the next star, Taipans.
Well, you've got it written on your sheet. That was the first thing you said. And he's shining some lights here.
Capable scorer, oh my goodness.
13 points, leading scorer in the game.
Taipans now a bit of pressure full court, trying to deny that pass back to McCarron. Some turnout action for United. Middle on ball from Jock. And Landale and Golding trying to connect. Golding. Easy as you like. Very casual right-hand floater. I love it. Perfect little
look pretty
shot there.
Now, Kenny, Mojave King.
Those veteran players just, the game comes at a lower pace.
Jarwise found the big slam and cam.
Oliver, two-hand flush. McCarron didn't want a bar of it.
So McCarron now to Golding. And Golding has it at the top.
Going to be a screener action. Landale presenting down low. Still wants
Mitch McCarron.
McCarron from a long way out. Still able to get a 2-for-1 here. Great heads up play by McCarron. Very smart. Able to make that 3-ball go down as well. Taipans to reset.
Kenny
14.
Gets it out to King.
5-second shot clock differential. Mojave King.
There he is, the young guy. Casual as you like, just didn't
Almost
quite
gets the staple to fall. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
White turns around.
Landale launch with 6, it'll count. And that'll give them the lead. Landale with the long bomb with 6 seconds left. Not sure what was his thought process there. White able to gather and shoot a nice little prayer at the end there. Little fade away to put Melbourne United ahead.
So 40
by a further margin. 3-point margin at half time.
Well, the one thing I think the Taipans were doing well in that was certainly moving the ball well down the court. I think when they had a few fast breaks, they messed it up a couple of times. I don't think that Kelly be too happy with that, but it's only early in the first pre-season game, so things to iron out. But lovely to see. He'd be happy with Mojave King, definitely happy with Koitnoi, putting up big numbers. Derek, Oliver, they're all looking good. Mercado leading from the front. Looks pretty good.
Look, I think there was some great attack in transition by the Taipans, but it's some even better defence by Melbourne United a couple of times there. Shea Illy stopping that 1-on-2 sort of fast break there, able to worry Machado out of that one possession. But look, both teams are moving the ball fairly well, getting some good looks. The game's pretty tight, so Melbourne United able to get the edge at half time. But there's some good signs by both sides. Jock Landale saying earlier on in that ESPN article that they could go undefeated for the year. Perhaps a bit of a frisky comment. So we'll see how that pans out for Melbourne United. But I think for some of those new faces, if you disrespect this league, it's at your own peril. The NBL is a tough league and some really high caliber players, some NBA talent. Quite a few players on that fringe NBA fence, able to step up and possibly make it into the league for next year. We saw Jayshawn Tate from Sydney Kings. He's a Houston Rocket now. Putting up some numbers in his debut for the Houston Rockets as the NBA started. So players are starting to cross over. They're becoming two-way players and getting a taste of NBA action as well. So this league is not for the faint-hearted, and you can't disrespect the league. It'll be at your own peril, as I mentioned. And Jock Landale coming in, he's a huge talent, and he will be a force, in this season for Melbourne United. So we're excited to see how his game progresses throughout the season. Will they go undefeated? I don't think I don't think that'll happen, but certainly I like his confidence coming into the seasion.
You talk about the league and the talent that's in here, and of course the crossover between NBA and of course the Boomers. The Australian players sit, third, fourth in the world in the in the top 5 at least. So how does that Australian League, players attracted to the Australian League now?
Well, they are now. I mean, we saw Adelaide 36 signing Sloan as their import, big name from NBA. A lot of players do see it as a viable option. And right now with Europe and the spread of COVID and everything over there, it's, the European leagues aren't as attractive as perhaps, coming to Australia and having a year where you enjoy yourself, play some great hoops in a really high quality league, and then able to still feel like you're progressing back towards your NBA goals. So, I mean, this league is very attractive for a lot of big names for this season, which is what I'm excited about, to see all these players come down. Cam Oliver to continue to impress, but these other NBA players really filling up the rosters at the moment. It's going to be a huge year for the NBL.
Vickerman has the season opener with Melbourne United take on in the throwdown the South Melbourne Phoenix.
Yep, Phoenix.
So how much importance is he sort of putting on this game? Well, probably is not as much as Mike Kelly is.
There's zero importance for the W in this environment. Scotty Hobson just joined them on Boxing Day.
Yeah, good point.
Going into that camp, finally have all their players together. Not suiting up tonight, but will definitely suit up for one of their other preseason games leading up to that January 10th opener for the NBL. But look, I mean, this is a chance for players to just feel out the court a bit. Chance for players to play together for the first time, really. Melbourne United playing New Zealand Breakers in closed doors earlier on. This is the first official kind of outing, so it's great for players just to be able to get their eye in. Great for some of the stars from last year to reacquaint themselves and getting a few highlights under their belt already. And then as soon as Coach Kelly is happy with, let's say, Machado and Oliver's performance, he'll back them off and give a lot of those younger players a chance to prove their wares as well.
The NBL itself, also Perth Wildcats have got a bit of a quandrum coming up for them, a bit of a conundrum in a way, because you've got Bryce Cotton, who is not yet got his Australian citizenship. Now, what's the problem posing there for Perth?
Well, the problem is he's not an Australian citizen, so now they got to get an Aussie in.
So they'll keep him as an import.
They'll keep Bryce Cotton as an import, but now they've got to get an Australian big. Now where are all the Australian bigs? They're all taken. So you got to get a former Australian big who's perhaps been sitting around and maybe throwing down a few beers. Tom Jervis is a name that very familiar with the Perth lineup, and it is the front runner, I guess, to playing in Perth. But I don't have all the information on that story. But that's potentially what's going to happen. They have to get another Aussie to fill the roster spot.
And by the look of the two sides here already, both the Taipans and Melbourne United, they've got big, solid, strong bodies, so they'll definitely need the bigs.
Yeah, Taipans roster full. Well, Melbourne United still have an import position available, so they've got Jock Landale as an Aussie. He's their marquee player in terms of the Aussie lineup. So they're just holding back on a second import position for right now. So I'm guessing Coach Dean Vickerman will just wait and see what he actually needs. Will some of those three men be able to produce like they need to produce for what this team's chemistry needs? Or will they need to go out and get an additional player, an additional point guard, someone else to fill the scoring role for Melbourne United, or at least be a capable, strong body that can score, defend, and do all the things that they need to do, is plug some holes. Let's say they've got Hobson as their star import, Jock Landale as their big signing as the centre, Chris Golding as a bona fide scorer. What's the missing piece? That's what Dean Vickerman's just not sure about just yet. So they'll be looking to see what they need with these games, and you get more bang for your buck when you sign an import later, and imports become available as teams get their rosters filled. So you hold off. CEO Vince Crivelli down in Melbourne. He's going to just be looking to see what they need and what they can actually get better economy with. When you buy a player later on, you only have to buy them for the 5 months or 6 month season. Exactly. You're not buying them for, you're not contracting them for a pre-season and the season. You have to pay them for 7 or 8 8 months. You just have to, pay them for the 5 months. So you get better economy when you hold off. They got that luxury to do that right now because they got Hobson locked away. They got, like I said, those marquee players and some promising young talent coming back from college, of course. So it's a bit of a gamesmanship, but also a bit of a budget that you've got to just keep an eye on that and just make the move at the right time. And that's what Vince Crivelli down there at Melbourne United will be doing. He'll be saying, look, and talking with Dean Vickerman, who do we need? When do we need them? I'm ready to go when you're ready, but we don't need it for right now. If they boldly say, yep, we got everyone covered, this is us for the season, that's not going to happen because they're going to make a decision as soon as they know how the win-loss records look. If they start to split a lot of these games and go 500, they're like, oh heck, we do need that extra import. If they just kill it and are sitting above at the top of the table, then they go, oh hang on, we can hold off a bit longer. If they wait all the way towards the end of the season and they get 2 months or 3 months to go, they can get a superstar import for 3 months. They can afford that.
Well,
why not? So that's the luxury they have to play with right now. Taipans don't always have that kind of luxury. They locked away their superstars early.
That could be beneficial though to the balance of a side.
Yeah, well, with the Taipans, it's interesting because they locked away Machado and Oliver. Seemingly they announced it only recently, but it seems the more we hear more that they've locked them away early at the end of last season off that really high feel-good sort of situation of the way they played. And they, those two players really enjoyed playing here in this league. I'm sure there was NBA out clauses, but to have those players locked away, it just means that they can. It's like a poker table. You've got your budget is your number of chips at the table. They're competitive now with signing Oliver and Machado. They've got just as many chips at the table as a Melbourne United or a Perth Wildcats. They have as just a fighting chance now with those kind of calibre players on board. So I'm looking for post-season action for the Taipans. I think that they're capable of landing themselves in a post-season position. Really building on that chemistry from last year. And it comes early on in the season. If they can bank some W's early, then you do set yourself up for a solid season. And they can do that because they've brought so many players back. Yeah. With Melbourne United, they're still feeling each other out as teammates, so they'll work to build that chemistry as we go on.
Alex, okay, so play about to resume shortly, but players are back on the call. We're going to have a little break at the moment. Out, might come unstuck. Mojave King drives and drives well. There he is.
Can find those open players.
The Taipans into Jawai, and Jawai dunks it.
Very aggressive and very able scorer.
Oh.
Jock Landale, Melbourne United doing a great job getting after those loose balls, getting after those second chance points. Well,
I like him, he's just so...
He's got nice touch.
Yeah, he has. Oh, talk about touch.
Three-point line.
Shea Illy has it. Oh, and here's a steal. Beautiful steal. Quatnoi, thank you very much for the Rabbits.
Three-point line.
Shea Illy has it. Oh, and here's a steal. Beautiful steal. Quatnoi, thank you very much for the Rabbits. Oh, great block. White, he flicked it off. Goulding for two.
Nice play from Gold, finished in a variety of ways.
Who doesn't he?
Landale and Golding trying to connect. Golding. Easy as veteran players, just the game comes at a lower pace.
Jawai's found the big slam, and as you like, just didn't
almost gets the staple to fall. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
White turns around.
Landale
who's coming back into the league. He's a big name. He's very big. Brian Gorgon comes back into the league. What's he going to bring to the Illawarra Hawks? What's he going to bring to the NBL?
Oh, Brian Gorgon, it's a huge signing for the Hawks to have him back in the league, and great for the league. He's a character. He's he's a seasoned vet as a coach. He's proven champion on multiple levels. Obviously in China the last sort of decade. And now Boomer's head coach as well. So great to see Gorgon back in. He brings in a wealth of knowledge, and he'll bring in some exciting players to the Hawks lineup, and certainly a huge amount of experience. So they'll be well coached down Illawarra way this season. Although Sydney and Hawks both in Albury-Wodonga right now at a restricted sort of areas, let's say COVID safe. So they're in a bit of a bubble themselves down there, but. Great to see Gorgon back in on Australian soil.
It must prove that the league has got something, because to attract him back means the NBL is pretty big in his eyes as well.
Well, and also means he's been happy how he's gone in China over the decade. He's satisfied with his career and all that of it, but it was time to come back home, I think, and the opportunity certainly arose, and probably safest to be back in Australia. A lot of with a COVID outbreak as well, so it was probably the right timing in his career to come back to Australia. And we're just looking forward to all his outbursts and all his media play. Yeah. He'll have some great stories to share, and he'll have some great sound bites for a lot of the media.
The fact he's there will lift the Illawarra, will lift the Hawks and their fans. They'll be excited about it.
Oh, it's huge, and it'll just be great to see.
So Scotty scored on a charging foul there.
The Taipans yet to score in the second half. Machado extending the left arm, and referee's pinging him for a charge.
Scotty Machado.
He looks a bit miffed though, doesn't he?
I've been calling Machado, been playing a game.
I've been trying to say Machado. You're not picking up on my Machado.
Well, I have now. So Machado is the pronunciation. I apologise to anyone who was hurling that. If you want to call me or send us a text, 0438 773 162.
McCarron slips the ball, picked up by Jarek. Taipans looking inside to Oliver. Posts up the young Peatling. Introduces him to the league.
And Oliver brings up 6 points.
Oliver been more active as this game's progressed. Some big boards, some big blocks, some stare downs. Golding off the turnout, does what he does well. Jarek angry wasn't called the back pick, or the screen, from the defender. So
Oliver got it taken away by Shea Illy. And he converts to the other end.
Illy, great use of the body. He knew Oliver was tracking right behind him. Just held him up perfectly to extend with that right hand.
Driving through the key, Machado, and puts it in.
7.5 assists per game last season. Just led the league in assists, but able to finish as well. On that play, we just saw Machado able to look off any of the drop-offs and finish the play himself. Nice move, way to finish off the glass.
Here's McCarron, long bomb for 3 and puts it in.
United extending that lead to 9 points, causes a timeout. Mike Kelly calling the timeout to get his troops settled. Trying to bring them back in and minimise this deficit.
The following season, not this season, but the next season, we'll have a new club in the competition, the Jack Jumpers from Tasmania. Exciting for the league to be growing.
Oh, it's great for the league to have that 10th team come in. It's been a while there where, a while back there was, the 12 teams in the league, and then, by one they fell down. Sydney Kings, out of the league, for a while there. Now Kings have been back in full force for a long time now, but able to build these numbers back up to double-digit teams, and then hopefully in due course, hopefully adding a few more teams as well. But yeah, the Jack Jumpers, exciting addition for next year. A lot of great hoops down in Tasmania, and one of the Taipans former players, Anthony Stewart, he's been coaching down there for quite some time. For one of the now the NBL 1 teams down there, so he's been involved with sort of that squad as well. I don't know a whole lot on the formation of the team. I know obviously CEO Mark Beecroft for the Taipans and Vince Crivelli, tasked with finding a CEO for down there as well in due course, of course. But Jack Jumpers, exciting addition for this league for sure.
The Taipans' first game will be against Brisbane. Do you know much about their lineup so far?
Brisbane, they've had a couple of pre-season games against Adelaide going down there, but able to beat the Phoenix on a couple of games as well. So they've been active in the pre-season game so far. Peatling, nice seal inside, unable to get the left-hand finish to go. Machado, full jets, finds Noy on the wing.
Oh, bangs the three.
Machado's speed just drew all the defenders in, found Noy all alone on the wing. Great finish.
As you said, that assists. There it is, another one by Machado. Illy, bit of a travel.
Little extra step.
So pegging that back, it's 50-44 with Melbourne leading at one stage. They're led by 9.
Sam Short checking into the lineup for Shea Illy. Let's look for more energetic defense by Sam. He picks up full court.
Good composure, isn't he? And he finds Oliver.
Machado just hung in the air long enough to find the rolling Oliver. Kind of surprised by the pass, but able to reel it in, get the nice finish.
McCarron picks up a foul.
Smart play by McCarron. He got him on his heels and then just held him off nicely on his shoulder. Just assessed the situation and then threw the nice right hand shot up. Drew the foul. We'll go to the stripe for 2. He slows the game down. I like the way McCarron plays. He reads the game well. He's just able to slow the ball game down and make the right assessment when it's needed. Strong body too, able to penetrate the key and find the open players.
He just floated through there and then just picked up the hands going through, didn't he? So 2 points. 52-46.
We spoke about the maturity of Melbourne United this year compared to last year. McCarron, very steady head. Golding, steady head. Hobson, steady head. A lot of maturity. So we see Deng with the board, but fouled by McCarron. He put his hand up, claiming the foul. The referees sort of thought, "Oh, quick, we better call that foul there." Sorry. Like I said, the maturity of McCarron, calling his own fouls during the pre-season game. Excuse me, ref, there was a foul by me. Can you just call that and we can move on? It's his second personal, McCarron.
No, Machado.
Jarek, not many options so far. Great little shot fake there. One bounce dribble sidestep. The 3-ball is short.
Up the rebound. Here he is again. Big Jock, Landale. Luella Quill back to Landale. The two big men having amongst themselves. Now McCarron flicks it out to Short.
Tarrant a little razzle-dazzle, left hand behind the back, finds Sam Short. Sam Short not realising he's out of bounds. McCarron said, "Come on, mate."
Oops. look.
Great defence by Luella Quill. Great defence, just worried the shot, got the block. Didn't sort of drop the hands as well, and then finishes with a nice right hook finish.
Both into
soft
the court.
touch.
Yes,
smart play the defensive end. Just kept his hands up and out. Got the deflections that he needed on the smaller Majok Deng. As we see quite annoyed, the strong left-hand dribble to the baseline, but off the foot, it'll be a Melbourne United ball. Mojave King stepping back in for Jarek. United by 8.
54-46.
Taipans looking for consecutive stops in a row to peg this deficit back. But when you throw it up Mitch McCarron to Landale for the nice finish. Landale just sat on it nicely for the two-hand flush. That's the kind of chemistry United fans can't wait to see all season long.
Noi, how big was that? $17 points for Noi. Now, it's a good steal. Machado's quick hands.
United getting back in the play very well.
Out of the court.
United getting back in the play very, very quickly and able to find their man, able to force the out pass back out there, and then looks like we've got a bit of a tweak to Noi. Might be a bit of a cramp on the hammy. But Taipan stepping out of bounds, forcing the United ball. Noi just going for a bit of treatment on that left hammy, bit of a
brings Ding back in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cramp. It's been a long pre-season of training.
Oh, great block, Oliver.
Landale under him, tried to gather and find a better position. Oliver able to get the block.
Machado went through and a nice pass out to Blagojevic, but couldn't make it. Oh.
Well, it's Blagojevic has missed down one end. Sam Short able to connect at the three-point, land down the other.
That hurts. 59-49 out to a 10-point lead.
Nice little alley-oop, Machado to Dang. Just try to volleyball it in. Able to draw the contact as well on the finish. Dang will head to the line for 2. Sam Short's been active though. Great three-point, able to knock it down from long range. Sam Short, and then active at the defensive end. He's been valuable for this pre-season game for United.
I think Barlow picked up that foul. Nate Jarwai returning. Comes back in for Oliver. Jared Kenny also.
Dang able to peg a 10-point deficit back to 9. Another chance to go to 8.
Gives himself 6 points for the game. This is good for the Taipans. They're behind now. They need to really be able to fight.
Well, and it's a Hobson-less United lineup as well. So, I mean, great job by United to be able to extend this lead. They had some maturity there with McCarron and Golding just steadying the ship.
McCarron floats, picks it up, turns around, puts it in.
It's a great athlete for a guard, able to get a lot of rebounds, doing what he just did, slicing through and picking up the loose scraps.
Oh.
Taipan's looking for answers. Got to get a few scores on the board and a few consecutive stops.
Ely coming back in there for McCarron.
Will this combination be the one for the Taipans that can turn the tide a bit? United dropping to a 2-3 zone. Dean Vickerman mixing it up a little bit.
Mojave King back in. He might be able to inject a bit of venom into the Snakes. Here's a chance. Yes.
There it is. United go into the zone, perhaps with the Jawai influence causing the switch up, but Mojave King finding himself on the end of a second chance points and able to connect with the 3. As Barlow returns the favour.
Barlow, it made it look so easy. David Barlow has 8 points. Here's Mojave King taking it all the way but couldn't land.
Great length and athleticism on that drive as we see Baba. Nice little reverse. A little bit of English off the backboard to finish. He's been handy for United.
My word. And he's quick. Yep.
Great defence by White.
Oh, Joe, I nearly stole it. But Landale goes in. Misses. Kenny picks up the crumbs. And the Taipans got an opportunity to bring the lead back. They settled down a bit more. They were rushing things a little possibly earlier. Now Kenny has it here. Mojave King. He's a live wire all right. Comes out. And there he is again.
Uday Bala with a right hand throwdown. Great defence actually by United. They've done it by committee and been impressed with Jack White's activity. The steal going to ground and throwing it up. Uday Baba.
Talking of throwdown, the Melbourne United start the season off against the South East Melbourne Phoenix next Saturday. And the Taipans don't play to the 16th. They'll play the Bullets in their first game. But starting the league off next weekend is the Melbourne United South East Melbourne Phoenix.
Isn't it exciting? We're in single digits now, or nearly single digits before that first NBL game opens up for the season, and it's been a long wait. The season usually starting, start of October. There's been a lot of issues to navigate for the league, and it's all starting to come into fruition with the league starting 10th of January. So exciting times for the NBL, and great for all clubs to finally get going, and no one more excited than the players having to train for the longest preseason in history. As coaches try to time their run with upping the intensity at preseason training to perfection, but there's been so many changes. It's been hard to do that. You can't just ramp it up back in November and then not know when the season was starting. But once that season finally was solidified, the coaches could fit their trainings in accordingly, and obviously increase the tempo now with a couple of preseason games. Normally you want about 8 or 9 preseason games before a season. They've been refined to just a couple, but they'll take that and then start the season off in due course.
And for the Taipans, their season looks a lot of home games. Then there's a lot of away games, but they have a lot of home games.
There's 8 home games early. Each team still promised their 14 home games.
Yeah.
But Taipans playing 8 of their home games early in the Cairns Pop-Up Arena, the AKA the Snag Pit. And they've done a great job retrofitting this building to help the Taipans still be able to have those games. I mean, the convention centre renovation's still underway till March 31st. So for the Taipans, it's 8 home games early on, as you said. Then they go into the bubble in Victoria, of course, for 36 games. The whole league will converge on the bubble in Victoria and play 36 games, 9 games each team. And put on a spectacle in Victoria there, but then they'll come out of that and resume the home and away schedule. So a different looking season, Bluey, but a big season nonetheless.
As a player, you've been there, travelling away in a bubble like that for a long time, 36 games, so that's nearly all of February. In the environment that you're in a hub environment, it's good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it depends on the player. If you're a routine player that likes to wake up at 8 o'clock and go to shoot around from 10 till 12, or have the training, and then you have your day's schedule and not really go out on the town at all, it's probably a great thing. You're probably loving life. But if you're a player that likes a little bit of variety, if you're a player that likes to have a coffee somewhere out and about, then your routine is probably going to be somewhat disjointed. So it's the players that can adjust, and the players that can adjust quickly will be the ones that benefit from a bubble that'll be happening from February 20th down in Victoria. So it'll be a season it'll be something along the lines of be comfortable being uncomfortable. that'll be the catch cry by a lot of these coaches. It'll be an exciting season nonetheless. It's one of those strap yourselves in because you never know what could actually happen.
So this lead getting out 70-54, and Landale at the free throw line makes it 71-54. So this will test a little bit of the Taipans' intestinal fortitude if they can come back.
Bit of full court pressure. Uday Baba very active, very fast, very active in that defensive role, and I really like his energy, what he's bringing to the table. Taipans got to be careful not to be too sloppy with the ball as the pressure mounts in the backcourt. Nice little pass from Blagojevic to Krislovic.
Favorite
Teammates at the Marlins, teammates at the Taipans. They live in the same apartment. They bought their own Christmas tree together. They do everything. So they know how to find each other on the court. As Barlow called for an extra step.
Yeah.
Vaughan Mabry sending the veteran. Barlow putting his hands up. He's like, really? You called me for a travel? How long have we known each other, Vaughan? Mojave King at the 2 spot in this lineup. George Blagojevic at the 3. Jared Kenny at the 1 as well.
So King has it.
4-second shot clock differential.
What can he do?
He's liking his one-on-one
He's
chances.
got the athleticism.
Not sure about he's got his feet steady on that shot. Barlow.
Steal by Krislovic, and he goes. Oh, just missed. How does? Oh well.
Mojave King in 2 minds there. He wasn't sure whether to go, whether to pull up for 3. He ended up doing something in between. Barlow was predicting the drive. Mojave King read it kind of at the last minute and just didn't quite get his feet set to get up a decent 3-point look. But the Melbourne United enjoy a comfortable margin heading into the 4th quarter.
71-57. Alec, what about some former players? Any quirk? What are quirky players? Is there a superstition? Were you superstitious as a player?
No. You talk about game routines and everything. Well, no, I didn't have any superstitions myself. Some players have their favourite socks, that kind of thing. And you'll find a lot of these players for their shooting routines before a game will have their ideal routine, and would like that to have a semblance of order. Often the vets get the first pecking order on when to get their little shooting a 10 or 15 minute window before a game. So if anything, not superstition, but more veterans pulling the vet cards and getting what they need to play at their best, getting their minds right.
We had a player that played with the Taipan, Simon Black. He was big into collecting polyvinyl records. He loved his polyvinyl. Had a little chat with him one night, and he just said that was his, his out from basketball. Was he'd go into shops and get polyvinyls, and you need that, don't you?
Yeah, every player's got their vice, and it's important to have something that you can turn to that just distracts you from your everyday, something that gives you that bit of a creative hit, or if you enjoy your vinyl. Mitchell Young for the Taipans previously, he enjoyed his vinyl, had a big collection. He was an old soul, Mitch, and great to see. He would just get home, put the record on, and just sort of zone out for a bit. He just enjoyed that side of things. But players love their fishing as well. Players will as long as it's not going to injure themselves further, have all sorts of different vices, playing music or whatever it is, it keeps them entertained off the court. It's actually really important, I think, for players to have that out, and then come back refreshed to do the job that they're getting paid to do. I mean, it's a great gig to be able to hoop and play the game that you love, and so much sort of passion for the game, with a lot of these players, and we'll spend a lot of time. Coaches will have them watching a lot of video, going through all the different mistakes that they've made, as well as a few good things. But always good to have that balance.
Well, into the final quarter. So Machado brings it down. He finds Fabian Krislovic.
Krislovic, the nice little up and under. Machado drawing 3 players once again, finding the correct drop-off. Krislovic just putting the finishing touches on a nice play.
You like this guy's energy, and he's got it again. Yeah.
Barber, quick right hand move to the basket, drew the contact. Oliver was chasing down, got a piece of it too, but still managed to make it drop.
And you'll now go for a three-point opportunity here.
Uday Barber, special restricted player. Would you like to be a special restricted player, Bluey?
I like the word special. I don't like restricted.
So he classifies as a local for Melbourne United.
And that's made a three-point play of it too. So you've got both Barber and Ilya on here, Illy, and they're both quick and bring a lot of... There's a big one for Oliver.
Yeah, Illy and Barber have been, along with Sam Shaw, they've been really active at the defensive end and just bring a lot of that juice that coaches love to see on the floor. For the Taipans, obviously, Noy's been really effective. He had a bit of that cramp. He might see lighter duties there for the rest of the game if not come on at all. No point pushing anything that you don't need to. But King's been outstanding for Taipans on 16. Oliver's had a bit of a purple patch at parts of the game. He's on 8.
Jordan Nagatai there. He's got Machado, flips it to Oliver, trying to flip it back. But a foul.
Machado setting up the alley-oop a little bit too high.
So Illy gets the foul.
Oliver able to scramble it in, but had to come down with it. Try and relocate the feet to get a shot off. Foul by Illy.
So Jordan Nagatai, what's...
Jordan Naitai, New Zealand. Yeah, they just won the New Zealand National Basketball League over there with Jared Kenny and Jordan Hunt. So the trio able to bring home the chocolates. Interesting league in New Zealand. They were all just drafted to various teams. And Otago Nuggets able to come up with the goods, and Naitai had quite a few games in the NBL previously with Breakers, and able to fill a roster's position for the Taipans.
74-61. Oh, it's clever.
Nice move. He went once, he went twice. On the third time, just gave Barber a little bit of a introduction to the league. This is what you got to deal with on a nightly basis if you come into my house.
Look how tall that guy. Look at those. Oh, good block. Krivcevic.
Great defense by Krislovic, able to guard the taller Llewellyn Quill. There's Barber again, finding front position on the post.
Oh, here's a go. He's got Golding.
Golding, a 40% three-point shooter with a hand in his face. Probably a 60% three-point shooter. Oh, even more. 75% three-point shooter without anyone around.
14 points for Golding. Machado tries to get the floating Oliver, but didn't work
Landale
out.
Able to worry him out of that alley-oop play.
Golding again.
Landale able to worry the alley-oop play out of the Taipans. So that was one of the matchups. Very keen to see Landale on Oliver. Will the athleticism of Oliver be too much for Landale on that occasion? Certainly not. So the taller, longer Landale certainly proving very effective in the league so far.
Krislovic. And a big three from Scotty Machado.
Machado rose from the car park and able to get some much-needed points as the deficit was reduced to 14 points. But Melbourne United well and truly in control of this game.
Karen left hand floating.
A nice running left hand hook by Mitch McCarron. Unfazed by the long bomb by Machado just moments before.
10 points for McCarron. They're doing this, trying to set Oliver up with the alley-oop a lot, aren't they?
Well, they're turning the corner. They're trying to get that on ball and have these players at least crack the free throw line, turning that corner and causing the defense to have to think or make a decision. Who am I guarding? Am I guarding the guy penetrating, or have I got to protect the rim and get the rolling man who's ready for the alley-oop? So for the most part, I think Melbourne United's come up with stoppages on a lot of these alley-oop sort of looks, which might mean that the guy with the ball penetrating might be able to have a little floater there. Might be able to finish with the left. Might be a few options for the guard to be perhaps a bit more selfish coming off that on ball if there's a large gap in the keyway.
Yeah. 82-67.
Landale takes his rebound count to 6 for the game.
Landale couldn't get it. Came out to UDAV. Now he's got it short.
Landale guarded by Deng in the posts. Forced him off the block, but Landale drew the foul on Deng. United from the baseline.
Bubba. UDAV Bubba off to McCarran. McCarran flips it back to Bubba. Bubba goes to Barlow.
Barlow, nice left-hand staple. We call that one a staple, Bluey. I like it. Right. You take any points any day, but the veteran able to get the left hand to go. Nice little staple on the back of the rim.
Would Vickerman like this as a precursor for next weekend?
Well, it depends what you're looking for. Happy with the win, but you want the games to be close so that you can work on some of your close game scenarios and cause you to think a bit more. As we see a 2-on-1, easy as you like, short to Landale. With finishes with ease with the two hands.
So Vickerman has it all for next weekend. We've got a couple of weeks to look at what we can improve on here. What do you see the Taipans needing to improve on immediately out of a game like this?
Oh, a lot of upside to this game for the Taipans. I mean, it's pushing out to obviously a 19-point lead to United, but I mean another game in 9 days' time with Adelaide. 36ers as their second preseason game before obviously heading out to Brisbane for the start of the Taipan season on the 16th of January. But you wouldn't really want a 20-point loss as your first home opener by any means, but it's still early days of feeling out different combinations, feeling out which players fit where. I mean, we saw Mojave King as a 2 with George Blagojevic as a 3. I mean, that combination. We're just seeing what King can do as a guard, but for the most part you're going to have your official lineups. It's very different to how the preseason games are played out.
So as a starting 5 for the Taipans game 1, who would you suggest?
Oh, I mean that would be fairly certain, sort of set in stone with obviously Machado and Oliver. Holding it down. You definitely be mixing in a bit of Kuwait.
Jarek be in it?
Jarek has started quite a few of the games last year, depending what you're looking for. Bit of confusion down here with the Taipans as to
no confusion with the referee though.
She's Taipans ball. Bit of deflection from United.
Jackie Dover in control, no problem there. Would you start with Mojave King?
I mean, you certainly give him a run. Probably ease him into the season. You got to earn your stripes.
Here's
with consistent play.
Again. Bubba got it over to White. And White scored. Bubba with a steal there. Nighttime. Looking for Oliver again. Maybe they're looking for Oliver too much.
Deflection by Barlow. United have been... Oliver a bit...
Frustrated, would you say?
Bit frustrated there, but came in with a head of steam, so couldn't slow down too quickly.
88-67, and it is Melbourne United who, of course, would probably like to finish this off very strongly as they start the season against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix next weekend in Melbourne. And excited. It's exciting. The season, as you said, it's so now we can touch it, we can taste it. It's ready to go.
It's within arm's reach this season, and we see Tad Duffelmeyer coming into the play for his first minutes of the game as Machado and Oliver take a rest for the rest of the game.
And no NBL 1. That's kept us starved of live sport, basketball-wise. Oh. Deng not happy to wear that one.
Duffelmeyer with a no-look pass to Deng, who was coming in for the on-ball screen, but wasn't where the pass was actually coming in. Duffelmeyer read it as Deng, you take it. You got the open lane to the basket.
What are you doing? So McCarron's done some work tonight so far. Barlow all over Duffelmeyer. Picks up the foul.
It's Tad Duffelmeyer fulfilling a training player role for the Taipans this season. Alongside Cohen Sapwell. Jarek down to Jock, turn of face game. Tries to get around White, draws the blocking foul on White. Unable to get the feet there in time.
So a couple of thousand people in here would certainly benefit noise-wise for the support for the Taipans when they start off.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's no 5,200 at the Cairns Convention Centre, but it's making the best out of the situation. A 2,000-seat pop-up arena, retrofitted, a couple of H-beams removed from the building to allow the viewing for the game. But it's a great outcome for the Taipans to be able to play their home games in front of their live crowd here, and 2,000 seats. Yeah, able to make some noise out of that.
So here's Duffelmeyer. Without Krislovic. Oh.
Barlow able to get the steal. Melbourne United done a solid job on the defensive end for this game.
Oof. It was a rocket pass from Barlow. Nearly knocked Bubba over.
Barlow did well to actually try and reel that in. Unfortunately, off the foot in the end. I think with so few games in the preseason, I don't think this is a result that Coach Kelly will be liking at all. I mean, you want to be able to work on some things, and there's rope to have a few mistakes and things like that. I think a bit frustrated maybe with the cohesion for tonight, and I mean a lot of those shots just don't fall your way sometimes. As we see a 2-on-1
interception by Duffelmeyer.
Duffelmeyer to Naitai, nice finish. Good to see some young guys get a run.
It is good. Noi is our leading scorer for the Taipans, 17 points. Mojave Kings had 16, a good game. Cannon Oliver, 11. But there's Bubba. Yeah.
Sweet little spin move by Bubba. Put it on the deck with the right hand, spun it tightly in with the body. Perfect footwork with the left hand. Little finish. He's got some go, old New Day Bubba.
You've liked him.
Liking what I see from his energy at both ends of the floor, really. That move drew a few of the oohs and ahs from the Melbourne United bench, that's for sure. Yep. Naitai, nice, strong move to the hoop.
Giving him a bit of confidence as well. Chris Golding, the United's Chris Golding, 17 points. Mitch McCarron has 12. Lonsdale has 11. They'd be pretty happy with those numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking at that last play. Naitai, a real explosive move to the basket. Got past one, got past two, able to finish cleanly on the rim and sort of prove his wares as he starts to get settled into the team as well.
So there's
Peatling.
Illy
to Peatling on the alley-oop. Peatling able to reel it in and I think there was a goaltending violation on the finish, so those 2 points will count. United face guarding Duffelmeyer, causing a bit of havoc. Taipans got to get space. Taipans need to find their right positions on the floor to counter the attack. United causing a lot of upsets in that full court pressure.
Illy goes back, has a three, and drops it, nothing but net.
Helps himself to a step back three ball.
95-73. Duffelmeyer, he's not lacking in having a go, is he? He's certainly in there.
He's got some speed and athleticism for the guard. George Blagojevic able to get the steal. Nice hustle play by Blagojevic.
Now King.
Ty likes his chances. Nice spin move.
Oh yeah, I like the way
through
it
the
moves.
contact. Krislovic there for another rebound.
He's been solid tonight.
Had 3 or 4 offensive rebounds, Krislovic. I don't mind that spin move, that post spin move by Naitai. He'll help himself to 3. Very capable three-point shooter, Naitai. A tall black.
He's going to bring something for the Taipans. I like him.
Oh, I think absolutely. He's able to plug a few different holes and be a capable shooter from 3, stretching the floor. Had a nice attack move on the rim. He's had 3 balls. He's had a nice post game.
There's Fabian Krislovic again. He's been doing it at both ends too.
It's effort and hustle plays by Krislovic. He always brings maximum effort.
Oh, nice play here, setting up Mojave King for 3. This is more like it for the Taipans, 95-79.
Bit of ball movement. Sam Short can't reel it in.
Blagojevic gets it to King.
On a 2-on-1. Alley-oop for Mojave King. Oh my goodness.
They're going to have another go. And he'll get a foul.
If he threw that down, that would have been impressive. A 2-hand grab and a 1-hand throw down. Just got bumped a bit there and deflected. He was able to get his own scraps and go up again and get the foul and help himself to the line for 2. You could see it unfolding pretty quickly on that steal, a 2-on-1.
Well, I'm liking what I see from the Taipans this last 5 minutes. Their endeavours there. And it's a different group on the court.
It's a bit of free-flowing sort of offense and a bit more hustle plays by some of the characters, Krislovic, Blagojevic. I mean, United have owned the second half without question, and really been no
20 points from Mojave King.
They've really held the lead this whole second half, but they've just been very poised.
White tries to drop the bomb, didn't go. Peatling got it back out.
$20 seconds left in the game. 6 on the shot clock for United. Ely wheeling and dealing. 17.
Oh, you like to see that. I like that.
Cool and calm as you like.
And he's got
Sam
13
Short
points for the game.
Duffelmeyer diving on it. He got a 3-on-1 now. Got to shoot it.
Prislovic.
Sam Short on the ground, even in the dying minutes, but Duffelmeyer getting to it first. Great hustle play to finish, and both players not backing down from the effort areas.
Right in front of the coach too, right under his nose. So the game 97-81, and the victory to Melbourne United, who now go on to play South East Melbourne Phoenix in the season opener.
It's a commanding 16-point win to United. Taipans left to lick the wounds and get ready for Adelaide 36ers in 9 days' time. Back here at the Cairns pop-up arena. Certainly a lot to go on. Certainly on the surface, some frustrations, I'm sure, from the Taipans coaching staff. But I think they're forgivable, forgivable mistakes if Taipans, the players still finding their feet and getting those pre-season, not jitters, but just that nervous energy out of the way. A lot of fumbles, a lot of slipping going on, but this won't affect them at all in the long run, of course. But certainly a good time to iron out the kinks. Normally you want those 8 or 9 games in the pre-season to do that. There's not a luxury to do that in this season, so you've got 2 games to get it sorted. Yeah, a lot of work to do between now and the 9th on the next pre-season game, but certainly you'll see progression as they go along. For United, a very solid performance without Scotty Hobson as well. So they were very mature approach. Very active on the defensive end by some of those faces we haven't seen before. Uday Baba, loving the energy that he brought. Sam Short won't see a whole lot of time this season, I don't believe, but certainly he proved his energy, vying for some minutes. I mean, when you have those games where you just need to insert energy, maybe a DP might be able to fulfil that role at some point down the season. But for Melbourne United, very impressive, I thought.
Well, Mojave King 21 for the Taipans. Coitnoy 17. He probably would have got more if he had been on, but he did have that little bit of a tweak.
I wouldn't call it a tweak. I think it was just a stitch. Sorry, the hammy. Just pulling up a bit tight. Cramp. Sorry, of the hammy. So there's just a bit of heat from all the trainings. I'm sure. Bit of water will sort that out. But no, he was very active, wasn't he? Very, very effective.
And looked good.
Able to be on the receiving end of a lot of 3-point shots as well. Passes from Machado, and was able to connect on those 3 balls as well. So Noi very, very confident. But Mojave King, what a revelation as a next star, such a young player as well.
Exactly.
Very exciting to see, and I'm sure the Taipans can't wait to see how his season progresses.
Nate Jarwo looked good too, and he looked in good nick too. I like the way he presented on the court tonight.
Well, when Jarwo came on, United just went to that 2-3 zone. Perhaps a sign of things to come. Every time Nate gets on the floor, they need bodies around him just to hold him off. But I think the Taipans game of the alley-oops, that was really defended well by United. I thought Jock Landale had the length and presence of mind to deter a lot of that action. That'll take some refining over these next few weeks for the Taipans. But certainly United have a lot of length, a lot of height, and some good size to them. So they seem to maybe they fancy their chances of matching up well with a lot of teams this season. Taipans have the more athletic Cam Oliver, the bigger body of Nate Jarwo. But Majok Deng, of course, providing that extra big as well. So look, I think Melbourne United commanding win tonight, but Taipans a lot we lot of signs.
Terrific. Well, we might wrap that up. Now, Alex Loudon, thank you very much for your expert comments and expert advice tonight, and we look forward to the Taipans back in action here at the Pop-Up Arena.
Great to see a pre-season game, great to have the NBL back, and looking forward to the next pre-season game, Terrific. January 9th.
Enjoy your new year, everybody, and enjoy your basketball 2021. There he is.
Can find those open players.
The Taipans into Jarwo, and Jarwo dunks it.
Very aggressive and very able scorer. Jock Landale, Melbourne United doing a great job getting after those loose balls, getting after those second chance points. 12 feet.
I like
nice
him, he's just so...
He's got nice touch.
Yeah, he has. Talk about touch.
Three-point line.
Shea Illy has it. And here's a steal. Beautiful steal. Quatnoi, thank you very much for the Rabbits.
Three-point line.
Shea Illy has it. And here's a steal. Beautiful steal. Quatnoi, thank you very much for the Rabbits.